always up, and I'm always down. Anytime I hear your voice, I fall in love with the sound. I am always up, and I'm always down. Anytime I hear your voice, I fall in love with the sound. I am always up when you are in town. Anytime I love to flirt with disaster, I love to flirt with disaster. Time is a bomb. Time is a bomb. I love to flirt with disaster. I love to flirt with disaster. You're my happily ever after. You're my happily ever after. You're my happily ever after. Time is a bomb. Let's drink it. Buy this car to drive to work to pay for this car. Buy this car to drive to work to work.
Welcome to Yellow Brick Road. I am Jordan, and today we're gonna react to some Hasan Piker, but I want to like paint a picture overall of these things that happen in politics with people deeming themselves on the left or the right or Republican or Democrat in America, for the most part, and kind of like when this, even when like on the surface these guys seem to agree on something, it's still different to where it creates kind of a divide. It's kind of interesting, and like regardless whether they're agreeing on something or disagreeing or both agreeing on something, whatever, right? It always seems like they still get it kind of wrong. It seems like, and I'm gonna explain hopefully throughout the video. Hopefully it makes sense. If it doesn't, forgive me. I'm just throwing thoughts out loud. Forgive me. Before I get started, don't forget to share, support. Hopefully donate to all the links in the description box. Also, please check out the Discord link if you want to join that. I'm in that Discord right now. All opinions are welcome. But please join up if you feel like it. And everything I show you will be linked in that same description box. All right. So let's look at some stories here. And once again, I'm trying to paint a picture here of like whether it's agreeing or disagreeing with the more political types, the answers always end up seeming kind of incomplete. If I look at this right here, this might be something where I think it's a disagreement. This story right here, not this one on screen, but the one I'm about to show you, I think it's a disagreeing thing. Because I think a lot of the, once again, let's not say regular people, maybe more so commentators than regular people maybe adopt their ideas. But the commentators will be like, see, look, you know, MAGA loves Trump still, even though he's doing all this stupid shit. They still love him. See, they're so stupid. And I think a lot of people that would call themselves MAGA would be like, yeah, we don't agree with Donald Trump, and this poll right here is bullshit. Let's hear the CNN guy who has a job because the world sucks. Let's be honest. That's why he has a job. Let's play. Here we go.
Yeah, you know, sometimes you look at the polling data and there are numbers that just jump off the screen at you, and this is one of those. Because just take a look here. MAGA GOP view of Trump. Approve 100%. 100%. If you are a member of MAGA and the GOP, you approve of Donald John Trump. 0% say that they disapprove. You don't have to be a mathematical genius to know you can't go higher than 100%. He is the 1972 Miami Dolphins.
Okay. Wow, what a showman. Let me go back to the image, though. Like, why are you talking like that, dude? Like, do you order like pizza that way? I want some pepperoni on my pizza. Like, no, you don't. Like, talk regular, bro. Okay. Be yourself, man. Be yourself. So I wonder if the polling is just doing people that are actually in, let's say, Congress or Senate, a part of the actual GOP that call themselves MAGA. Like, yeah, of course those guys would be. 100% they would be. But I wonder if this clip and the presentation of it and the perception might be that like people that call themselves MAGA are in 100% approval of Donald Trump, which I don't think is the case. I think they're quite upset on a number of issues, from the Israel stuff to the Epstein stuff to the Iran stuff to the fucking immigration stuff to a whole bunch of things that I think a lot of people that would call themselves MAGA or used to call themselves MAGA would disagree with by quite a bit. So I wonder what their rubric was. Now, my guess, once again, playing off of this little idea of these kind of two sides thing, unfortunately, I wouldn't be surprised if there's going to be, once again, commentators that take this, look at this, and see, look, they're still fooled and tricked by Donald Trump. Look at all of them. So if you see some guy who has MAGA in his profile, you might be like, see, look, this guy still loves Trump, see? Meanwhile, this guy's ranting and raving all night about, Epstein, satanic cults, or whatever they believe in, right? So I'm just saying, that's worthy of pointing out. There's more. I got more stories for you. Here's an interesting one. Where you have Tulsi Gabbard here. Now, years ago, people would I considered the idea that she meant well back in the 18, 19 territory, 20, until she gave that Joe Biden endorsement. I'm like, oh, ooh. But I also had reasons for not voting for her. Like I made videos of like why I won't vote for Tulsi Gabbard. It's because there's too many concerns that were not answered for. She just skipped over all that stuff, said, you know what, that's my past. I'm moving on to, we shouldn't arm terrorists in Syria, right? We shouldn't do these regime change wars. I'm like, no, you got to clean out your closet first. You got to fix that shit in the past first. Make me believe you. She never did it, but don't worry, a lot of people bought into her, right? Straight up. Either way, like with her, if you go back into the past and the way she was back then, there's people like if I had to guess, definitely the Sam Cedars, definitely the TYTs. In fact, I would assume Hasan Piker was in the same camp of, calling it like, oh, she's terrible. She's or is it like a right-wing person or supports the war on terror, all that type of stuff, right? Which, I'm like, okay, fair enough, but I didn't think they were doing it in an honest way. Can't speak so much for Hasan Piker. I don't exactly remember what he was saying, but definitely TYT, especially Anna Kasparian, because they were trying to help Bernie out by getting her out of there. People like that were definitely saying these things. And at that time period, you'd be like, yo, you guys are fucking out of your minds. But now, it would be like, yeah, I guess they were right. But let's be honest, they weren't right back then. They were not correct back then. They were not predicting this back then. In my humble opinion, it was political strategy, at least from the commentators, to boost up someone else, to knock her down, to boost someone else up. Whether it was Bernie, Kamala Harris, well, not Kamala Harris. Bernie, Elizabeth Warren was their second pick, I believe. That was their second choice for some reason. I don't know why, but these guys are, pundits and shit like that. And content creators and commentary people. But you could see how like the kind of the sides would be like, you understand why the MAGA guys are maybe excited about this lady originally, but then now it's like, oh, we're fucked. She was playing us the whole time. We got played. But the guys who are saying, I told you so, didn't know it would get this far because of her rhetoric. They're putting out things of like, what was it? Hindu supremacy or some shit like that, or like is it Hindu fascist or whatever the fuck she's into. Like overly pro-India, right? And it's like, so they're using these, in my opinion, like kind of bullshit reasons to predict something like this thing that no one was predicting. Essentially, no one thought it would go to here. I mean, some people did, but not those guys. Those guys were not doing that, and thus it still ends up like someone looks like they're correct, someone looks like they were wrong, but at the same time, or they're agreeing or disagreeing, or maybe they both agree on Tulsi Gabbard now, but both had incomplete answers in the first place. one trusted an untrustworthy person, and one shit on a person before finding out if they were legit or not. Right? See how they both get it wrong still? But either way, this is from her congressional hearing thing. And this is just embarrassing and a non-answer compared to what she would have said not too long ago, right? At least in words. Here we go.
Correct?
Yes.
And you noted in your opening statement you're here fulfilling a statutory responsibility and that your testimony, quote, represents the IC's assessment of threats,
That's right.
correct? In that opening statement, as submitted to the committee in advance of this hearing, stated that as a result of last summer's airstrikes, quote, Iran's nuclear enrichment program was obliterated, end quote, correct?
That's right.
And is that in fact the assessment of the intelligence community?
Yes.
So the assessment of the intelligence community is that Iran's nuclear enrichment program was obliterated by last summer's airstrikes.
Yes.
In the opening statement you submitted to the committee last night also stated, quote, there has been no effort since then to try to rebuild their enrichment capability, end quote, correct?
That's right.
And that's the assessment of the intelligence community.
Yes.
The White House stated on March 1st of, correct?
Yes.
So, as you can see there, like, so they're not even trying to do it according to your assessment, but yet you're sitting back and watching this, the presidency and all that, and the, you know, his advisors, his cabinet. You're part of his cabinet, but you see these guys pushing for, I mean, they pushed a stupid war with Iran. Stupid and corrupt. Let's be mainly corrupt. Let's be honest. It's time to get around this shit of calling people stupid for these things. They are stupid, but their intentions were not in the sense of, oops, I made a mistake. Get that shit out of here. Get that shit way the fuck out of here. This is on purpose corruption to make the world a worse place because these people are pathological. Whether it's conscious or it's subconscious. Shout out to Mark Andreessen. Either way, they're being driven by their pathology to do corrupt shit across the world to terraform it in their own image. To make us, as regular people, as destructive or as docile or as psychopathic as they might be. That's what it seems to be to me. Maybe I'm going too far. I just don't think so. I think it's too late in the game. I'm gonna just call out shit the way I think it is. You know, no more pleasantries. A little bit more blatant. Just turning up the blatancy a little bit more. But yeah. And I think she had an answer in regards to a question about fuck. Oh, the fuck. What was it? It was in regards to, let me just find it and I'll just play it. I should have had it up here anyways, to be honest with you. This is my fault. But, you know, I'm doing shit on the fly, bro. If I can. There's a, yeah, that's the one we just did. I had another one. No. Okay, it's like the same thing. Okay, there's a
Nuclear and
oh, is this the longer version of this? Do the longer version. There's a
So the assessment of the intelligence community is that Iran's nuclear enrichment program was obliterated by last summer's airstrikes.
Yes.
this is the same
In
thing.
the opening statement you submitted to the committee last night,
Right,
also a
that's right.
statement from the White House. Quote, the imminent nuclear threat, this war was launched and was, quote, a military campaign to eliminate the imminent nuclear threat posed by the Iranian regime.
That's
end
from
quote.
the White House.
That's a statement from the White House. Quote, the imminent nuclear threat posed by the Iranian regime. Was it the assessment of the intelligence community that there was an imminent nuclear threat posed by the Iranian regime?
The
Listen to this
intelligence
answer.
community assessed that Iran maintained the intention to rebuild and to continue to grow their nuclear enrichment capability.
Was it the assessment of the intelligence community that there was a, quote, imminent nuclear threat posed by the Iranian regime, yes or no?
Senator, the only person who can determine what is and is not an imminent threat is the president.
False.
and
This
he
is the
made that
worldwide, this is the
determination.
worldwide threats hearing where you present to Congress national intelligence, timely, objective, and independent of political considerations. You've stated today that the intelligence community's assessment is that Iran's nuclear enrichment program was obliterated, and that, quote, there had been no efforts since then to try to rebuild their enrichment capability. Was it the intelligence community's assessment that nevertheless, despite this obliteration, there was a, quote, imminent nuclear threat posed by the Iranian regime? Yes or no?
It is not the intelligence community's responsibility to determine what is and is not an imminent threat.
Okay.
That is up to the
Here's the
president based
problem.
on a volume
No,
of
it is
information.
precisely.
He's gonna scorch her, and she should be scorched. And I'll be honest with you, she looks sad as fuck up there. She looks like Sam Cedar type of depressed, bro. Sorry, the old Sam Cedar. Right now, Sam's winning. Although I'm seeing some hints of as soon as it moves towards like, all right, now we have to start supporting Democrats. You can see a little bit more sadness enter Sam Cedar's eyes, a little bit more. But no, it looks depressing. She looks depressing. That answer is god awful. You just like, I don't even need to explain it. You heard the fucking question about the intelligence assessment, and somehow the president decides if there's a threat or not. What? Excuse me? Like, isn't he supposed to be checked by someone? Isn't he supposed to have advisors to find that out for him? You think fucking Trump's in there with a microscope and a fucking, like, get the fuck out of here, bro. He ain't fucking investigating shit, bro. He doesn't know shit, bro. He's listening to you idiots. Or he's just, like, going with whatever he wants, which is probably the case, right? And whatever he wants is basically based on an apparatus of people. It's not just him. But he's with it, trust me. He's not some dupe. He's not being tricked. He's not being fooled by his advisors. He's with the fucking shit. And Tulsi's too much of a coward. And I don't know if they got something on her or she's been full of shit from the beginning. Either way, she's doing what she's doing. And blatant corruption. Blatant corruption, blatant deception. She's tarnished, like, for people that like this lady, it went from, like, lefty people liking her to them saying, fuck you, Tulsi, or right-leaning people liking her, and now they're saying, fuck you, Tulsi, as well. She essentially torched her career, basically. Either way, once again, there goes the quote-unquote right-leaning people and left-leaning people all agreeing, fuck you, Tulsi Gabbard, but at the same time, both incomplete answers in regards to how they got there and in regards to assessing it in real time now, in my opinion. Now let's move on to another story here, which is going to involve this lady who was in an election last night, the Cat Abughazaleh lady. And I just want to play this clip. It just says context from I think this is like the only one of two interviews I've seen her in. And the answer was enough for me to be like, nope, she's not it. But don't worry, she lost, so she can't prove that she's not it. Now she will ride the wave of being like, I didn't get elected because I'm too good, I'm too pure, I'm too... what am I? Fuck it, free Palestine! Right? And I made a video, and people were a little bit upset about it, where I said, yeah, anyone can say free Palestine. Anyone can wear a t-shirt that says free Palestine. Anyone can put up a sign that says free Palestine. Anyone can do that. They're words. It's about what you mean by it, right? What's your intention behind it? And maybe she does have a care for Palestine, but if you look at Ukraine, Russia, she might get a little scary, or even China, Taiwan might get a little scary, as you can see right here.
Two main things that people picked
That's
up on.
fucking loud. Holy Christ. Pull my ears out, bro. Lower. Here we go. Sorry.
But I do not describe myself as an interventionist.
The two main things that people picked up on here were the Russia-Ukraine policy and then kind of China-Taiwan. So, I mean, let's do Russia-Ukraine first. So rather than get into what the email says is your policy, tell us what your policy is. Do you believe that, as the memo says, that the U.S. should arm Ukraine until basically every square foot of Ukrainian land is taken back from Russia? How do you see this ending?
Now, pay attention. Ryan Grimm said, do you believe we should arm Ukraine to fight against Russia? Is essentially the question. Now, watch her Hillary Clinton this answer up. Watch this.
Yeah, I mean, I want to be realistic here. I'm not sure that there is a world right now where Ukraine gets every square foot of land that Russia has illegally seized. But there is a way that we can get Ukraine to a position where they have equal footing or an advantage at the bargaining table. I mean, part of the reason that this has been so costly for both states and for every state that is siding with either one is that there wasn't firm enough policy to demonstrate that this would be a costly affair, both in human life and in dollars. So the effort of arming Ukraine needs to be rooted in the idea of getting to a negotiating table where they are able to fight for their own self-determination, and then also politically recognizing illegally seized land as still part of Ukraine.
So one specific.
So, what that answer means is mutual assured destruction. I think we should give Ukraine nukes. Fuck it. Maybe Russia will stop fucking with them. Give them equal footing. So that sounds like some sort of peace thing of like equality. They're equal. What it means is they're armed enough to defend themselves against Russia and thus be on equal footing in that sense, which is going to cause what? More death and destruction. If Ukraine becomes quote unquote powerful enough, let's say hypothetically, the U.S. gave them a nuke, right? To have a deterrent against Russia. Well, that's when proxies start coming in. That's when you start getting other armies to go fight for you against Ukraine, or Ukraine gets other people to fight against Russia. That's when that starts happening. I mean, if you look at Ukraine right now, they are essentially a proxy of nuclear-powered countries. Duh. So she can wear all the t-shirts that say Free Palestine all she wants. But in that sense, on that front, she's either an idiot or a fucking warmonger. Now, to get back to the theme of this video, which is looking at like how quote-unquote the left and quote-unquote the right will look at certain stories, maybe agree, maybe disagree. I think they would disagree on this one. I think in a weird way, because their answers will end up becoming incomplete. In the sense of, I think the quote-unquote right-leaning people will look at her and be like, oh my God, she wants World War III. Because in that, the language she just said right there, in their minds, that means World War III. If you support Ukraine, Russia, it's World War III, although Trump is doing that anyways, right? And Republican parties have been doing it forever in regards to fighting against Russia, essentially, or Putin, right? Now, for the quote-unquote left-leaning side, they'll be saying, well, she says Free Palestine, though, so she's like one of us. So they'll ignore that, because, again, incomplete fucking answers. No holistic assessments of the people they're going to support to have their finger, maybe not directly on the trigger, but close enough to it where they can, like, vote for a collective of fingers to push the fucking button or pull the fucking trigger. Hopefully that made sense. So, once again, another thing where typically, in my opinion, what I've seen from the political talkers out there, they seem to have incomplete answers consistently with a lot of these topics. And I think this would be another one. And we're going to continue on in that direction to get to this guy, Hasan Piker. Now, my personal idea of Hasan Piker is, once again, he can say the Free Palestine stuff. He can go to rallies and wave a sign that says Free Palestine. He can scream on a fucking megaphone, Free Palestine.
He won't even free his dog. Who's he talking about? Free Palestine.
Well, listen, man, he will, do things gesture-wise to be in solidarity of certain movements, right? But my personal opinion, and forgive me for leaning towards the abstract and towards artwork, the thing I love so much, but to go that direction, if the gates of hell opened up, this fool's running. He's out of here. He's gone, in my humble opinion. Once again, I know people don't believe in hell, and it's meant to be metaphorical, in the sense of this guy doesn't have that it factor, in my opinion. In my opinion, once again, I'm sure he says the words that a lot of people like to hear, especially a lot of young people like to hear. He's saying the words, but once again, if those gates of hell open, this guy's out of here. He's running, in my humble opinion, along with a lot of these content creators. But let's read his statement. on the election last night, mainly in the 9th District in Illinois, which is where this lady was running, and she got second place. Close second place. I think she lost by, what was it, 3,500 votes? I think she lost by. But her and this guy, Daniel Biss, who I have no idea who the fuck that is, they both defeated the, I guess, the corporate Democrat who gets all the AIPAC money. That person got third place, and these two won. But let's read a statement here. Daniel Biss was a progressive pick running for governor when Zionist advocacy orgs successfully got him to act as lieutenant governor due to his pro-BDS, anti-Israel position. This was in 2017. Today, he won the Dem primary in opposition to AIPAC as the liberal Zionist defeating both the AIPAC candidate, Fine, I forgot her first name, something Fine, in third place, and the anti-Zionist Kat Abughazaleh in second. As you say anti-Zionist, but you can also say pro-Kamala Harris style, other than maybe Gaza. Pro-Kamala Harris style foreign policy, right? But don't worry, it'll be promoted as anti-Zionist, right? Because that's all that matters. Free Palestine, right? While politics in this country has shifted dramatically, there's still more room to continue pushing our electeds. And you'll see this from, I don't know if this is the actual Bad Empanada guy, or if it's just a fan account or something like that. Honorary black man. Maybe that's he may be an honorary black man. Another person I don't trust either. Once again, in regards to certain things, like he might be the Bad Empanada guy might be the guy, like if it's like the gates of hell open, he grabs an AK, starts spinning in circles and firing everywhere. He's like, I have the heart for this, just aimlessly shooting around instead of, hey man, can you handle this? Like, relax. There's Zionists over there. We need to get them. Like, shut up. Sit down, pussy. Anyways, either way, whether it's him or a fan, says Kat Abughazaleh is an open liberal Zionist who campaigned on State Department rule over Palestine. You're working to erode the meaning of anti-Zionism. So once again, you just add another side to us, to the people that would call themselves to the left of Hasan Piker, to where she's not even good enough on the Israel-Gaza topic. That becomes extra damning. But either way, I want to stay on theme. I just wanted to add that in there. I just want to stay on theme here, where, you know, with the, you know, this election, and it just kind of in a scope. Granted, most quote-unquote right-leaning people will not even hear about this at all. But I think they might agree about AIPAC funding certain people. And like, oh, if you're being funded by AIPAC, you're bad. As far as like the internet guys and the commentators that Tucker, Candace, in that world, and fans of them in that world, those guys would dislike the idea of if they're funded by AIPAC. And also, if they hear this girl is saying, fuck Israel, you know, anti-Zionist, they might be like, yeah, I like her. And then Hasan would say the same thing. But then again, as typical, incomplete fucking answers, because they might miss out on shit we saw when we reacted to this video. Where it's like, well, sure, I get it. Gaza's a drastic situation, but so is Ukraine, Russia. That's also very drastic. Very dangerous. And if this lady had her votes a certain way, it'd be essentially arming Ukraine to the teeth, which they're already doing. But I mean, like, the point is that she'd be overtly doing it. And probably quietly, as the Bad Empanada guy or a fan of his is saying, maybe quietly working towards the same thing called a board of peace to rebuild Gaza, where it's actually a bunch of tech billionaires uprooting and transforming Gaza into a metropolis of fucking smart homes and smart technology and smart cities and beachfront property, while Gazans work either minimal jobs or they leave, or basically pushed out, right? They can't afford it anymore. Just like New York City, kind of. Yeah. Either way. Good.
I'm pretty young, but even I'm old enough to remember, like, when it was about lobbying, period, all types of lobbying. But now it's like with everyone, it's like now it's just about AIPAC.
Oh yeah. It's like once again, if you're from my world, I look at the idea of corruption, which is a human quality. That's humans behaving a certain way based on either malicious intent or pathologically malignant intent, or it's like subconscious, basically, right? Where they don't even know they're
Yeah.
doing horrible shit around the world, right? Uh, but for these guys, it actually is strictly on the surface labels. Do you or do you not take money from AIPAC? Then you see like AOC and some of her voting policies in regards to Ukraine, Russia, and even Gaza or Israel, funding their Iron Dome stuff. And it's like, well, she didn't take money from AIPAC, so what are you guys mad about? Why are you mad? She didn't take money from them. You can trust her. She didn't take money from them. And it's like, yeah, exactly.
Yeah, it's like crazy. It comes from this whole thing where it's like money is above human life. And it's like, what are we talking about? Like, who cares how much money you take or don't take? Like, it should always be about life.
Well, I don't know what it's gonna take, or like, I mean, how is psychology not considered at all? Like, half the shit they complain about, like, this guy got this amount of money to run ads. I'm like, what do you think ads are? There's psychological techniques to get people. There's PR, right? To get people to mentally start jumping towards your side. That's what that shit is for, right? That's what they complain about. This guy's getting all this money for their campaign to go on rallies and get flyers out and T-shirts and hats and do these speeching engagements and all that stuff and dinners, meet influential people. Like, what do you think that is? That's psychology. I doubt it, but at some point, maybe, hopefully, they might realize that. Like, that's the name of the game. Someone can take no money. Someone can walk in, like, what's his name? John Fetterman? Walk in with a hoodie and shorts. No suit on. No fucking, black American Express card, like, no black card or whatever the fuck, right? No Mercedes Benz. A guy in a hoodie and t-shirt and a hoodie and shorts walking up and down Congress. And look what the fuck that guy's doing. I mean, Kyle even said it. Like, oh, I thought this guy would be like, we thought he was going to be like Bernie Sanders kind of policy, but we were wrong. We got tricked. What was it? The hoodie? What got you? The words you said on the campaign trail?
Then then he uses the fact that he had like a seizure or something, and that's the reason why he like quote unquote acts like a Republican.
Ah, okay.
Fetterman didn't trick anybody. He knows who his constituents are. They're Union Dems. They're not the coastal Dems. They're not the gay Dems. If he goes against them, they'll bring in a Trump endorsee real quick.
No, he can outflank them if you wanted to. He can Thomas Massey it and just outflank all of them, because that's what Trump did to get there in the first place. He used rhetoric to outflank them, and that's how he got there in the first place. They said, "No, right, guys, I was trolling. I'm actually a neocon. I was just playing." Oops. But yeah, Kamala could have ran Trump over. But we know what she can and can't. You know, she can't say or do certain things because she doesn't work for herself. She works for a fucking apparatus, whatever you want to call it. And I think a lot of times both sides work together quite a bit to ruin the fucking world. But all right.
Yeah. And here's just real quick, here's something I noticed about Democrats. It doesn't matter what type of Democrat they are, blue dog, establishment, progressive, whatever. Right? They always use the excuse every time they lose of, oh, we should have been behind one singular candidate and we only lost because the vote was splitted. And it's like, maybe, but does it have more to do with the fact that you guys just suck?
Yeah, it does have a lot more to do with that. It's like, it seems like we just said, with that little last district in Illinois, District 9, right? Ninth district of Illinois, right? Tiny little spot, and just Democratic side primary, right? The top three candidates all have sus things about them. Hassan's complaining about one guy. The Bad Empanado or his fans complain about the person that Hasan likes. They both don't like the fucking official establishment Democrat candidate who's getting all the AIPAC money, right? And it's just like, I don't know, it's just like funny to look at. Like, why don't you point out all the problems with each person? Like, can you live with it? Would you sacrifice, ongoing war? Would you keep up ongoing war with Ukraine and Russia to save Gaza? The answer should be no. As in, no compromise on anything in regards to horrendous fucking warfare. But these guys can't do that. They're just fucking, playing odds. It's like they're gambling. Maybe that's what the fucking, the religious types, that's the true meaning of the religious idea of, like, you shouldn't be gambling. Maybe that's what the real version is. These guys fucking gamble a lot. Or, let's be real, a lot of them are full of shit, too. They're not even gambling. They're just bullshitting the audience. Gain viewership or gain credibility or whatever. I don't know what camp Hasan Piker's in necessarily. I don't watch too much of him, but I have an intuitive vibe of the guy. And I think he'd drop a lot of things really quickly for the sake of being comfortable. I truly believe that. And sorry, guys, 7-day bans on Twitch is not being crucified on the fucking cross. Metaphorically speaking, He didn't really eat shit being suspended for fucking whatever, 7 days or whatever he is, or even being banned on Twitch. Shows up on YouTube as he blurs out his own audience. Love that. I assume that's Twitch, right? It looks like a Twitch chat. That is a Twitch
Yeah, it's
chat.
Twitch.
Yeah, so he's still on there. But there's all these headlines. Hasan got banned for 7 days. Oh, okay. Oh my God, what a martyr. For Christ's sakes. Not saying he's doing it, I'm saying his audience does that, it seems like. A lot of fanboys and fangirls in that crowd.
Speaking of a Hasan type, I heard the White House called the Midas touch people dumbasses, and it's like it's kind of true. Like, they are kind of dumbasses. I'm not gonna lie.
I agree. The content I've seen of them, I absolutely agree. And it's like, but if Midas Touch responds and says, "Well, Trump, you're a war criminal," they'll be right about that. Or White House, you guys are bad guys doing fucked up things. Like, they'll be right. But the problem is, once again, incomplete assessments. Incomplete assessments mean incomplete fucking answers. If your only rubric is, did they take money from AIPAC or not? If that's your answer, if that's your only question, you're fucked. If your question, did they say free Palestine? Did they have solidarity with Gazans? If that's your only answer you're looking for, you're going to be fucked. I can easily sneak fucking bullshit through the back door. Easily. But, alright. Let me leave and come back, then we'll watch this video from Hasan Piker. I've watched like maybe a minute of it. But, yeah. Didn't start off too well for me. But, let me come back real fast.
Hasan has a tiny hog.
I thought they were going to say tiny head. Is his head, like, doesn't he look like the Beetlejuice guy? His head is way smaller than the rest of his body, like proportional-wise.
No, I'm talking about his wiener.
I don't know what his dick looks like, but I'm sure you AI rendered that for yourself, Harrison. Either way, let's keep it moving. Here's Hasan Piker telling us about that very election we were just talking about with Abughazaleh and AIPAC. Here we go.
Groups linked to AIPAC are employing an eyebrow-raising tactic that sinks pro-Palestinian progressives Democratic congressional primaries, going after the leftist...
I'm sorry, this is before the results, by the way. I just showcased that. This is from 4 days ago, so this is before the election actually kicked off. I want to add that context, but it doesn't matter for the point I'm trying to make. So, all right, here we go.
Also, he needs to back away from the microphone.
I have the same problem. I get kind of close, but I have this, like, what they're called, like a... I don't know, like this little foam thing that kind of blocks sound out. Pop thing. Pop protector. I
But
don't
you
know.
sound normal. His is like...
All right, here we go.
Groups linked to AIPAC are employing an eyebrow-raising tactic that sinks pro-Palestinian progressives Democratic congressional primaries, going after the leftist bona fides. It is telling indication what the ruthlessly pragmatic pro-Israel organization sees as a winning message. Rather than uniting ads through its go-to Democratic political arm, United Democracy Project. AIPAC appears to have employed a web of vaguely named groups to attack specific districts this cycle. Spokespeople for... By the way, this is just like undermining democracy at the behest of a foreign nation. This is unimaginably frustrating. The group has run a similar...
Now, the thing he's talking about is very weird. It's blatantly corruption. It's AIPAC. It's starting these random different packs with different sounding names, like, Chicago Liberty Group or something like that, right? But it's still just AIPAC, right? Because they want to hide themselves because it'll look bad if whoever they're supporting, they look bad. But I think enough people found out about it, or that's her name, Laura Fine. Her policies were too dog shit to overcome. But that is obviously a creepy move. But the problem is when these incomplete artists are the ones that are criticizing these full of shit artists, like, what are you gonna get out of that? Like, you're still gonna have somewhere probably negative, and that empty space they leave because of the incompleteness. That empty space they leave, little creepers walk right through the gates, and they won't even fucking notice. I'm just saying. Not even saying the Abughazaleh girl is that. I'm just saying it's possible. I just brought up Tulsi Gabbard before. You've seen her fucking track record. We've seen it, like in regards to the public sphere. What's to say that she's not the same thing? Where you hear those hints of like, what the fuck was that statement? What was that about Ukraine, Russia, or China, Taiwan? What are these statements? They sound like pro-war bullshit. So, I'm just saying. Full-blown, holistic assessments on every level you can get your fucking hands on. Don't just leave your intuition out the door. If they look like a liar to you, say it out loud. You don't have to say like, yeah, she's a liar because I think so. Just be like, well, man, she smells like a liar to me, but I could be wrong. Why can't you say that? Why can't you think that? Welcome to 2026.
And someone like Hasan won't even do that with something as simple as democracy, because he says this undermines democracy, but it's like, what democracy? It's like, what democracy has there ever been?
Like the very thing he complains about in the first place. All right. Let's keep playing. Here we go.
See, at the behest of a foreign nation. This is unimaginably frustrating. The group has run a similar ad campaign against Kat Abughazaleh in Illinois' 9th District, alleging the outspoken Palestinian American progressive received funds from right-wing donors and noting her past Republican views as a teenager. And some of you were championing that in here, by the way. Some of you were
Look at that.
literally bringing that bullshit up. AIPAC has spent...
So he's going after his audience. Like, so you guys brought up her right-wing views from when she was in fucking 9th grade or whatever the fuck it was. I don't even know about it, honestly. I heard someone bring it up before, one of the other videos we did or looked at. Right, but yeah, okay, but like, it shouldn't be about right-wing or left-wing views. People are complex. They go through different ideas, different thoughts about things. That's fine. It's like, do you mean what you're saying? What do you mean what you're saying? And then after that, after we get past that point, that's the starter. After we get back past that point, it's like, what are you saying? Does it make sense? Does it work? And I'm telling you right now, on the political side of things, and then the way she answered it, doesn't work out for me. Foreign policy is not working out for that lady. It doesn't work out for me. With the Ukraine-Russia stuff, does not work out. And the way she answered it, sounding so much like Hillary fucking Clinton, makes me question how honest this person is too. She hid it, kind of. She kind of masked it. And it's like, ooh, that should be worrying. But instead, Hasan brings up her 9th grade, research paper where she supports some right-wing stuff. You guys try to mock her for that? You look dumb now, don't you? How dare you? But don't worry, he has fucking 10 minutes left to explain to us about her Ukraine-Russia takes. All right, here we go.
Championing that in here, by the way. Some of you were literally bringing that bullshit up. AIPAC has spent $9 million in just 2 Illinois primaries, Illinois 8 and 9, all under shadow PAC names, none of it ever mentioning Israel. This is unlike anything that has ever happened in the history of U.S. elections. And they're doing full spectrum, like all different kinds of attacks that they can do. That's why you have to harden your position, and you have to be a little bit more disciplined when you see an anti-Israel candidate get obliterated. MSNBC reveals dark money group.
Okay, but he's almost implying that she's good because AIPAC's going after her. He's almost implying that. Okay. Here we go. I'm not saying he's saying that. Just it sounds like he's implying that, kind of. He's almost saying like, hey, because you guys fell for bad bullshit PR against, like anti-PR against her, you're missing out on a great candidate. As I just showed you, doesn't seem that great of a candidate. And this is not some bullshit political single issue thing. That thing, her answer towards those foreign policy things, like that is like, wait, what's that? What is that? That can't be allowed over here. Fuck left and right. I'm saying like corruption level, that can't be allowed. As much as anyone being in favor of blowing up Gazans, same thing, that can't be allowed. There we go.
Democracy Unmuted has been paying influencers $1,500 per negative post about Kat Abughazaleh. One post from the woke ginger with over 1 million followers recited whole sentences from the Democracy Unmuted brief. Do you understand? There are people that are
Give you the inside scoop.
certainly just invested in their own personal clout. And no, Michael from Pennsylvania is not one of those people. It's unbelievable. Kat Abughazaleh posted a video addressing the recent exposure of this dark money group. Influencer Amanda Informed was approached with the offer and reported to MS
Does he
Now.
crop his dog
They
out
blew
now?
the
Is that what he
whistle
does?
on it. You got to ask yourself why. This is the same thing that happened with Graham Plattner. Making your main argument, I'm intimidating to
Graham
AIPAC to
Plattner.
prove you're against the progressive in the race when AIPAC is also spending a lot against your top opponent and your opponent
Other guy
openly calls it a
questions.
genocide and you don't, a choice. Yeah, there's more to the story as well. The guy coordinating the dark money campaign, which we're going to be talking about right now, according to Prem Tacker, actually worked for a company called Advocators AI. It just won an award for work for Daniel Biss. Oh, by the way, I did a video on my channel on my position on Kat endorsing her for Illinois 9. I went way too hard on the Taiwan position, but I felt like the conversation we had on the importance of beating AIPAC, I definitely fucked up on that. That's why I support Plattner. We got to beat Israel. Exactly. Yeah.
That is, I swear to God, I did not watch this video before I hit play on it. I swear to God. I watched like the first minute or so to see what he was talking about, kinda. I did not watch this, but this is exactly what I'm talking about. Oh, by the way, I did a video on my channel on my position on Kat and endorsing her in Illinois District, 9th District. I went way too hard on the Taiwan position, meaning foreign policy where destruction and death and mayhem for civilians can happen. But whatever. But I felt like the conversation we had on the importance of beating AIPAC, I definitely fucked up on that. It's why I support Plattner. We gotta beat Israel. It's like, no, you want to defeat death and destruction across the world, right? Wherever you find it. If you walk outside and you see some parent beating the living shit out of their child, like almost to death, you would do something about it, right? Doesn't matter if they're wearing a Israeli shirt and the other kid's wearing a Free Palestine shirt. You don't take that situation and turn it into Israel-Palestine. You turn it into someone's being harmed right there. That's a problem. Then you try to assess it afterwards. Like, but first you see that action, like, okay, that can't happen. We can't allow that. That's almost matter of fact, damn near. Although you want to be able to explain it, but still, it almost looks matter of fact. Like, wait, I don't know what's going on there, but I'm calling the fucking cops. Or if you're a savage like me, like, yo, what the fuck you doing? Stop. Or I'll fucking like pick you up and throw you. Stop it. Whatever. Like, that is like literally it. I went way too hard on her for these takes, these other foreign policy takes that are absolutely horrendous and sound exactly like the traditional corporate, establishment Democratic Party. On those issues, he sounds like that. And it's like, well, actually, you know what? We'll let her go. We'll let that go because AIPAC, more important. Let's stop AIPAC first. And it's like, you see AOC's phone. Listen, that lady's going to get in office and she's going to say, well, Israel has the right to exist 10 million times like Zoran Mamdani does. As he betrays his own fucking... People are like, oh my God. Zoran's going to have Netanyahu arrested when he comes to New York. Zoran's gonna fucking fight for Palestinian rights. Like, no, he's fucking not. At least we haven't seen it yet, right? And in fact, he who'd he do? He abandoned a particular, I think someone that supported him initially, but she said some things that this guy does not like, or that, let's be real, his advisors say, hey, listen, man, don't, where is this? I mean, Twitter search is horrendous, by the way. There we go. So now this lady's she's a Palestinian author. Who the left the people that sort of follow her really like her work in regards to that stuff. I'm not gonna say I agree with it, but she's like considered like kind of the hard line. I support Palestinian rights, a Palestinian state, on and so forth, right? But here's her take. Dear fam, I'm hugely grateful for the outpouring of support following Mamdani's unfortunate capitulation to Zionist power in which he chose to disparage and repudiate me. I didn't see what was happening until late yesterday after I returned from an iftar with friends. I don't know what that is. I plan to post, I assume it's a party or something. I plan to post a response later today or maybe tomorrow on Salah. I guess she's Muslim. In the meantime, let's keep our focus on the crimes and victims of Jewish supremacists, Zionist ghouls, vampires, parasites, etc. Once again, don't exactly agree with the rhetoric, but either way, I've seen a number of her statements where she says this: Jewish supremacists, or she'll say Zionists too, and call those guys ghouls, vampires, parasites. And simple fact of just replacing Jewish with white or black or whoever, typically white, right? Typically white supremacists, right? Is like a typical term. They'd had no problem calling them ghouls, vampires, and parasites. In typical America, 2026, no one would be mad at you for doing that. But in her idea, she looks at the people that run Israel as like, they're like this. And her idea is like, oh, Jewish people, no, they're fine. But Jewish supremacists, those guys are bad. And I believe Mamdani's wife, I think she's an artist. She drew some images or pictures or paintings for this lady's book. People found out about it. And then Mamdani had to go out of his way to make a public statement and say, we're sorry, these are disgusting statements by this person, and we don't support them, and my wife didn't mean to. She didn't know who she was drawing pictures for, yada, yada, yada. And people are like, yo, go fuck yourself. Like, why wouldn't you, like, look into it? I basically, I'm not going to say go fuck yourself, but, like, why don't you look into it? Why do you automatically go for a PR statement like a typical politician? I thought you were like a rapper or some shit back in the day. I thought you were some like regular dude, right? I guess not. I guess you're just a fucking politician, a lame. But don't worry, you know, the guys that, once again, just like Donald Trump, right? And you see the Candace Owens and not even Tucker Carlson, but at least Candace Owens and Jimmy Dores and Dave Smiths, people that were essentially campaigning for Trump, calling him the lesser evil or even the person you should go vote for, right? Now the guy got in office, he's doing horrendous shit, and now they're saying, oh, look how bad this guy is now. Look how bad Trump is. They want to give you the answer to the mistake that they made and try to get you to make too. Expect that from this guy. Expect him to be like, yo, Mamdani, he's the guy. Mamdani's the guy. Gets into office, says some horrid shit or does some horrid shit that the fans don't like. Damn, yo, listen. I don't know if Mamdani's the one. No, man, I don't know. But you were telling us he was the one, like, originally, so, like, what the fuck? Or you question AOC or Bernie Sanders on Twitter, but when they're right there in front of you, you can ask them questions. You got time to ask them questions. You got to sit down with the two of them. Instead, you gave them back rubs. And they ignored you and walked off. Said, whatever, who are you, loser? Bye. Peace out. Like, it is what it is. These guys suck. And they're cowards. I'm just being honest. They're cowards. I'm not saying go up there and fucking destroy them in a debate. I'm saying, can't you just ask simple questions? then ask follow-up questions if they don't answer the question, which is what a lot of politicians do. Right? Bernie Sanders. Remember Julian Assange, Bernie Sanders? Remember that? Oh, yeah. I'm aware of the topic. I'll get back to you on that. Has not said I probably hasn't said that guy's fucking name since. And now is in 18 or 19? Maybe, I think it was 19. 2019. I don't think I've heard that guy say his name since. I'm just saying. So, whatever. It is what it is. Either way, this statement right here, this comment, whoever this person is that made a video or whatever, yeah, you're easily tricked. My humble opinion, easily tricked because you're leaving so much room for blatant corrupt things. And the Plattner guy, I need to look more into him. Just I heard some negative things, and personally, just the advertisement of the guy, I'm like, man, I don't trust this. I don't trust this guy. No offense to him, it's just something about it intuitively. I'm like, man, I don't trust it. I could be wrong about that. He could be the legit thing, or he could mean well. But right now, I don't fucking know. He looks like another trick to me, but I could be wrong. And so does this Abughazaleh lady. But either way, let's continue. I've rambled enough. Here we go.
Out on the importance of beating AIPAC. I definitely fucked up on that. That's why I support Plattner. We got to beat Israel. Exactly. Yeah, Daniel Bliss is endorsed by both Jan Schakowsky and also Elizabeth Warren, making the situation much more difficult for Kat Abughazaleh. Anyway, let's watch.
Do you ever
this
get
now.
the feeling that shady organizations are paying people thousands of dollars to post incessantly about how much they hate you? Well, that's happening to me right now. My name is Kat Abughazaleh. I am a researcher and journalist running for Congress in the 9th District of Illinois. And 4 days before my election, I've learned that I have been the target of a well-funded smear campaign across social media for the last month. And while we know some of the organizations and people behind it, we still don't know who's funding it. So here's the story. Yesterday, our campaign was alerted to a dark money group offering influencers thousands of dollars to post negative comments and videos, not about my policies or about my career, but about myself, my friends, and my family. And all of this coincidentally comes as polls show me statistically tied for first place, with our momentum growing by the day. The group is called Unmute Democracy, and almost everything about it is secret. The website was registered within the last month, and its registration has been hidden from the public. A creator was offered $1,500 from Unmute Democracy for just one Instagram post to, and I'm not making this up, attack how we use our campaign office as a mutual aid hub. Sound gross? It gets worse. The group isn't revealing their funding sources publicly, but even behind closed doors, they won't disclose it to the creators they're trying to pay. The Upstart Factory is based in DC, but it has satellite offices in New York, Denver, and Tel Aviv, not Chicago. And once again, we don't know where this money is coming from. And that's a problem. This group isn't registered with the FEC as anything. So it's not just hidden money. It also doesn't appear to be legal. Creators who were hired to make these smear videos were told to repeat my district IL9 to reach the right audience, as well as Evanston, Glenview, Skokie, and Rogers Park. Those videos were then reviewed by this secretive group and posted on the creators' personal accounts without any disclaimer. Don't forget to maintain authenticity, everyone. And when I'm in Congress, I can put a stop to them by identifying and cutting off the big money behind these lies. But the good news is this time, this shell pack was sloppy. I mean, first off, you're gonna target a journalist that covers the far right and conspiracy theories and not expect me to find out? But they also can't even spell my name right. Just truly sloppy work.
What's that about? The far right and conspiracy theories. I wonder what that's concerning. I have to look into that. What conspiracy theories does she cover? I'm curious, man. Like, what's funny is if only Hasan's audience watched this video, the video I'm recording right now, I bet they have a whole imagination of what the fuck I believe in. A whole imagination. He's an anti-vaxxer. He voted for Trump 3 times. I was like, yo, guys, I'm trying to do the complete work here. As in, yeah, there very much could be a like, I truly believe that happens in politics. That there's some shady groups, AIPAC affiliated, whatever, trying to fund for certain people to win elections and do it through shady means by smearing the other candidates. I can 100% believe that. 100%. In fact, I'm sure it's happening. But that does not dismiss her foreign policy takes I've heard with my own ears. See how I can accept both of them at the same time as being realities? Along with the idea maybe she means well, she just really sucks at expressing it. I'll leave room for that possibility. I think, but at the very least, like, a child could mean well, but their answer for, national nutrition is give them fucking ice cream and cookies every day for every meal. I'd be like, well, that's not a good idea. I get you mean well, but like, it's not the right thing to do, right? I'm just saying. And her foreign policy leads to tragedy, in my humble opinion. The words I've heard from her, they lead to actual tragedy. I'm just saying. Maybe less so for Gazans, but it's about humanity, right? So it doesn't matter where it's happening at. Just saying. And if these guys all be done, if they're all done with fucking Israel, right? It could still lead to like, well, listen, we're done with Israel, but I heard there's some ISIS guys in Nigeria and with a lot of resources in their hands. We need to go take it back, And Nigeria's going to pay us handsomely if we do that, right? Like, all those things could lead to those things. I'm just saying. We've seen it happen in history, Forgive me. All right. Let's keep playing. Here we go with more Hasan and the cat lady. Here we go.
But while I think that everyone, including myself, is deserving of criticism, this really does put the last month of very specific and aligned attacks into perspective. It has been a month of coordinated campaigns, not so coincidentally spewing AIPAC talking points to frame me as a conservative, to spread unfounded lies.
Did the DSA endorse Cat? No. And Bushra wasn't even endorsed by the DSA either, by the way. I looked into it. It turns out it was a suggestion or something, and it wasn't even the DSA in this in the district that they're in.
It's about my life and to straight up slander my family, my friends, and myself. But why attack me now? Well, it's because there are 4 days left in my campaign and my opponents are scared. I'm statistically tied for first place. I have massive momentum in the polls and on the streets, and they don't know what to do. These people have spent months writing me off as some dumb bimbo who is trying to canvas my personal brand by handing out tampons and backpacks at our campaign office and getting federally indicted for standing up to ICE in our community. And the truth is, this is uncharted territory. They are trying this for the first time. And if they get away with it now, we are just at the start of primary season. Special interest groups.
AOC is always a late endorsement I can see this weekend. I don't think AOC is going to endorse Kat Abughazaleh. Are you kidding me? Elizabeth Warren endorsed her main opponent just today. There's 0% chance she'll endorse Kat. Bernie didn't endorse Kat either.
If I'm just some...
And is that the editors, or did that happen live? Hasan Piker fans, did that happen live, or was that the editors cutting out his actual full answer to that? He just said AOC did not endorse her because, like, listen, Elizabeth Warren supported this person. It's like, who the fuck is Elizabeth Warren? Excuse me? She's not your figurehead. She's not the... A lot of people wouldn't even call her progressive. You'd call her like a better moderate left person. I think a lot of people believe that. So AOC following Elizabeth Warren, like, why is there a pecking order for that? Like, Bernie too, like, yo, Hasan, like, say something. Like, what do you got? Like, explain yourself. Explain why they're doing that. Explain it to the audience. Shouldn't he explain
It's his
that?
heroes.
Shouldn't
What can
he
he say?
explain that? He just said it and it's like, yeah, so they're not going to endorse him. With, like, as he's looking down, kind of saddish. They're not going to endorse her. And explain. Just that's unreal. If that unless that's edited, that's some cowardly shit. Or unless he did a other video about it, but it sounds like he brought it up for the first time ever. That's what it sounds like. It sounds like he just brought it up for the first time on his own channel. Whatever. Maybe he's just a coward. What's up, Lem? There we go.
Stupid social media influencer who's only been campaigning to increase my personal brand. Not because I want to end
that a
this
cartoon
administration's
dog?
corruption. Not because I want to prosecute and abolish ICE.
Where the
Not because
donuts.
I want to end genocides everywhere. Then why are secretive shell groups in AIPAC spending so much energy?
I'm not sure you want to end genocides everywhere, to be honest. I think what you would do is the Obama version, which is just change the definition of genocide. Just change the definition of it and the meaning of it, and boom, you ended genocide. There we go.
Not because I want to prosecute and abolish ICE. Not because I want to end genocides everywhere. Then why are secretive shell groups in AIPAC spending so much energy and money trying to stop me? I'll tell you why. It's because they know when I get to Congress, I can and will stop them.
The now deleted video from the woke ginger.
That's the most politician shit I've ever. I don't believe you, lady. I'm sorry. I don't believe you, dude. I'm good because AIPAC's bad, and they're going against me. I should be a president. Someone tried to shoot me. My name's Barack Obama, and I didn't vote for the Iraq War. You guys see the theme now? You guys catch it? Catching the wind of that? Here we go.
Has been archived here.
Talk about Illinois District 9, because if you
The
live
fuck
in
is this?
Rogers Park,
Woke?
Evanston, Skokie, or Glenview,
Woke ginger.
your vote in the
Someone
primary
slap that
on March
hat off of it.
17th will determine who represents you in
That's just corny,
Congress.
bro.
And get this, there are 16 candidates running to replace Jan Schakowsky at the end of her term as she retires. So it's important to look past viral personalities and ask who is running and why. For instance, one candidate, Kat Abughazaleh, shared
What?
in one of her mailers that she grew up in a middle-income family in a modest home. Her home was worth $9 million, and her family owns oil wells. She also has shared that she has no legislative experience, and she'll hire people to write laws for her if she's elected. Candidates like to drop populist ideas all the time in their campaigns. However, with this many candidates, it's important to look past the viral clips of the candidate pool. And I want to be clear, I'm not here to tell you who to vote
This was $1,500, bro. That's crazy. Motherfuckers making $1,500 for this shit.
for. I'm here to tell you to research each and every one of these candidates to make sure that they're looking out for your interests and not just trying to build a brand. So, if you're in District 9 on March 17th, this is going to be your opportunity to select who will represent you and stand
Was
up
it
to
this
MAGA.
music?
That's his woke. Yeah, that's the.
This is Tom. Tom's a cat. He's very sad. He has no home. Call 1-800. Tom needs a home. Tom is crying. He's sort of like a sad cat, like playing with like, you know, a ball of yarn in the street by himself. You little fuck. Who the fuck? Someone should take their money. They should take their money back, bro. But yeah, listen, we ain't paying you, man. What was that? Yeah, we gave you $1,500. This is what you came up with, bro. Why are you wearing a hat that says woke, bro? We want our money back. All right, here we go. That shit's crazy looking. That Hasan, no reaction to that, Hasan? Fool's got no fucking pulse. Here we go.
Woke ginger, bro. You don't know about the woke ginger? Check out the explanation from the ginger after deleting this post. A message from the woke ginger. Tonight I posted a piece of content.
Yo, who is this guy? Is this guy famous or something? The woke ginger. He's got a logo. What the fuck? Who the fuck is this guy? The woke. Damn, the internet's so fuck. It's like a universe, bro. Never heard of this fucking fool. The woke ginger. Why? He's known for a beard. A red-haired beard and a hat.
It's
That's
crazy.
the logo.
Sometimes you'll come across someone and you're like, how the F did this person get 10 million subscribers? And I never heard about them.
Fucking hell. Oh man. Maybe it's like I don't know, like mayors or like small, very, very small district politicians where no one ever hears about them, but they're actually holding office. It's like, who the fuck is this guy? Like, I'm your representative. Like, who are you? You ever live here, man? Yeah, I moved here last year. I ran for office. I won. What? Here's an election? When? It's like that shit, bro. Here we go.
Primers taking place in Illinois 9th, March 17th. Shortly after posting, I realized it did not meet the standards I set for my platform, so I removed it.
What?
I want to be clear. I do not
You're
endorse
unmuted,
candidates on my
Josh.
platform. My focus on the larger issues and encouraging people to research, engage, and vote for the candidates they believe will bring about meaningful change. My intent with this post was to encourage voters in the district to look into the unusually large pool of 16 candidates before heading to the polls, even though I was very clearly paid to attack only one of those candidates. And I used talking points directly from the actual material that was revealed, and only deleted the video after I was outed as being someone utterly devoid of any backbone whatsoever. My goal is to seek.
You can't say that, Hasan. You're not the guy. You can't say that. Well, you know, Bernie and AOC didn't endorse it. Anyways, you'd have no room. No room. We can smell the cowards a mile away. Here we go.
To the facts and remain balanced, and that post clearly did not meet those goals. My platform is still young. I'm continuing to learn and grow, especially when discussing elections and candidates. Taylor Lorenz is calling me. Hello, I'm live right now. I'm live.
Shit.
They can hear you.
Oh, hi, guys. I just wanted to clear up some misinformation that's been spreading online regarding Chorus. Kat Abughazaleh was not in Chorus. She attended one meeting before Chorus was even really officially formed.
Was this scripted? What the hell?
Whoa! This was a random phone call on your millions and millions of fan podcasts? Oh, fuck. Oh, my lord. She was not taking money from Chorus? Is what I... Oh, wait, fuck. It sounds like, oh, fuck. Oh, YellBro's calling me. What's up? I don't care. Click. Fucking hell, bro. Are we this stupid? I bet kids, no offense to younger people, kids might fall for this shit. That is crazy. He has the article, like the editors pulled the article up and shit. Like, she was not a part of this, okay? My name's Barack Obama, and I didn't vote for the Iraq War. Yeah! Round of fucking applause. Look what he did. But I would invade Afghanistan. Doesn't make headlines. No one hears about it. Goes away quietly. Bye, bye, bye. Just like the comment he highlighted before. Oh man, I think I was overreacting to her statements about Taiwan. And you could do the same with Ukraine's probably even more precedent, like because that's a hot war happening there, where Ukraine is moving as a U.S. proxy. I mean, blatantly as a U.S. proxy. He wants to arm them to the teeth to stand up to Russia, which has been a losing battle. The only thing they could possibly do is hand them fucking nukes. In which case, you're nuclear arming the world. But somehow, these idiots don't get that, do they? They don't understand that, do they?
I heard Ukraine has gotten better at like defensive measures through like drones and like counter drones, but it's like that them building up those like mechanics. It's not for Ukraine. It's for to set the whole region into a regional war. Like this only like the better they get with the technology, the more dangerous it gets.
Oh yeah.
As that conflict spreads.
Oh, agreed. I mean,
and it's like all these people that claim to care about Europe. It's like, don't you know that this whole thing is like more so like in terms of like what has actually, not the rhetoric, but in terms of like the end product of what's been done. It's like this is like a proxy war on the entire continent of Europe, not just against Russia. It's like they're harming like so many different like European nations in so many different ways through this whole thing. Like for example, with the how people were mad that Trump lifted the sanctions on Russia, which I'm guessing will be only temporary because it's basically destined to fail. Because I think America wants Europe to be dependent on their oil and energy, but it's like they do realize that when you sanction Russia, that doesn't hurt America, that hurts Europe way more. And it's like that's why some of these people sitting in the United States could sit here and like virtue signal about it, because it's like it doesn't affect them at all.
Well, yeah. Well, I think it does affect them. Regular people, when these fuckheads do creepy shit around the world, affects all regular people that are not involved in it. And that's why I scream so hard about not having complete assessments in regards to what you're dealing with when you're looking at political topics. If you're only looking at, hey, this lady's good because AIPAC doesn't like her, or Trump must be a good guy because someone tried to shoot and kill him, or Charlie Kirk, all of a sudden, his ideas disappear because he must be a saint because someone actually killed him, or Barack Obama's the right guy because he voted against the Iraq War. It seems to be like, do these incomplete fucking answers, regular people get fucked. I believe that's my assessment of how things work in the world, period. It's kind of like the Martin Luther King statement of, like, you know, one fucking crime anywhere is a harm to everyone. It is. I truly believe that. I believe it's ripple effects, and it's, to me, I have a little bit more of a woo-woo idea of it, but still. I think it's practical and blatant. Some kid's home being bulldozed somewhere in the Middle East. Let's say the West Bank. Some kid's home being bulldozed. Who knows what that kid goes on to do later on in life? And I would understand, but he can do his own fucked up thing in response to that, where he takes his pain out on someone else or the rest of the world or whatever the fuck. And then that'll create more fucking problems where those guys now take their pains out on everyone else. And it just goes on and on and on and on. So yeah, those things are, and every event is very, very much important. If you don't take care of it like it's a little fucking baby, like it's precious as fuck, then what the fuck are we doing? That's why this political shit is so fucking lame. These political like commentators, they're so fucking lame. There's no fucking heart there. That's why I bring up things like, if fucking gates of hell open up, Hasan Piker's out of here. He is scramming. These guys aren't made for the real fucking deal. They're made for reading policy to you, telling you who you should support. Hey, free Palestine, man. Hey, I'm wearing a t-shirt that says it now. Hey, support these candidates. Yada, yada. They can't do the real deal shit. And it's just fucking blatant to me. That's blatantly the case. And here's another example. Please tell us how much money she didn't take from Chorus. Thanks. We needed to know that. Thank you. She didn't take money from Chorus. Did you hear that, guys? She didn't take money from Chorus. See? Like, okay. All right. What are the negatives? No, it's election season. You can't say the negatives right now. You wait till either they're in office or they do something so egregious that you can't ignore it because your audience might yell at you for it. I mean, that seems to be these people's fucking movements to a T. It is basically pathological to me as well. In a different way, versus people that directly push buttons and hit, blow up people. But still, a level of pathology to me. Maybe it's not insanity, but I can probably call it unsane. I can't call it sane. I can't call it sanity. But, yeah, it's just ridiculous. It's ridiculous. You get to see the beginnings of this stuff. You can see it. And almost like, I mentally want to imagine each politician, any politician, anyone running for office. Like, okay, I want to imagine if you had all the power, what would happen? If I gave you all the power, made you president, I guess. They don't have all the power essentially, but like, you know what I mean? Like they have a lot of pull to do a lot of things, right? So like, okay, let me just take Cat Abughazaleh and make her president in my mind mentally. And let's look at some of the policies she said out loud. Some of the Hillary Clinton style PR talking point style stuff I've seen her do. What happens if she's president? I expect a Boris Johnson style policy towards Ukraine and Russia. Now Hasan will say, like, no, they're on the different teams. She's a progressive. He's, not labor. What do they call it? I guess conservative. Labor and what in the UK? Whatever. Either way, like, that guy's known for statements of, like, we need to just keep funding and funding and funding Ukraine. Yeah, they're getting massacred. Just keep funding, keep getting them weapons, keep funding them and they're getting massacred, sir. Keep giving them shit, bro. What are we doing? Keep funding them and just keep going. Biden administration, keep funding and funding. They're getting massacred, sir. Fuck it. Keep giving them shit. Trump comes into office. He pulls off some sanctions because of the Iran stuff. Let's be honest. Let's be honest about that. But what's he doing? Funding and funding and weaponry and weaponry. The only thing he pulls back are defense missiles because he needs them in the Middle East because they're getting shit on by Iran. So it's like these guys don't know that. They don't know that. Didn't Hasan Piker sit down with fucking Bernie's foreign policy advisor? You're right there. Did nothing with it. It's like a 2-hour conversation of nothingness.
Or do they even care to look into it? It's like, how do you have more resources, more people politically connected, but it's like, you don't know this?
Yeah, I know. It's their jobs. It's their jobs. They can, instead of hiring editors to do, catchy editing things, why not hire researchers? Why wouldn't you do that? But maybe they realize the target audience won't accept, maybe certain styles of content creation. Maybe it's got to be done a certain way. I don't know. All right, whatever. Let's hear from the totally organic phone call from Taylor Lorenz. Here we go. Oh my God, Taylor Lorenz is calling me. I better answer while I'm live. Here we go.
Regarding chorus, Kat Abughazaleh was not in chorus. She attended one meeting before chorus was even really officially formed. After that, they took her photo, stole it off social media, used it without her consent for fundraising and marketing purposes. She asked them to take it down because she had not given consent. They removed it immediately, and she's been critical of chorus in the meantime. So I just want to make it clear.
I remember you bringing that up in your piece, right? Initially, as like one of the criticisms. Yeah.
Yeah. So there's a lot of people these micro influencers trying to be like, well, Kat was in a dark money program. She was never in the dark money program. She never accepted $1 from chorus. She showed up to one Zoom call.
Wait, her idea of being a journalist is media matters? Oh my God. God damn it. Okay. I guess that's her. Is that her journalist credit? Or was she an independent journalist but she was a staffer at Media Matters? Yeah, that's what she means by right-wing conspiracy theories. I don't know exactly what that is. If it's Media Matters, that could be something like could be about like something like COVID or whatever. I don't know that, but here we go. I'll look into it.
Micro influencers trying to be like, well, Kat was in a dark money program. She was never in the dark money program. She never accepted $1 from chorus. She showed up to like one Zoom call in September, in November, like right after the election. And it's only listed on one disclosure form.
Also, is Taylor Lorenz single? I think I'm in.
Extra careful. And you'll note that it's not listed in that disclosure form that they keep showing to try to claim she was in chorus. It's not even listed under income.
See, there's Hasan's dog right there. See?
She was never part of that program.
Not hiding him.
Yeah.
Anyway, I just want to correct it because I don't want people to, get it twisted.
All right. Thank you.
Good luck.
All right, bye.
Government has been taken over by right-wing extremists.
Oh, what the fuck? A different video? Editors are doing some work today. I have to leave and come back to it. It's fucking laggy. All right. All right, here we go.
Good luck.
All right, bye.
Government has been taken over by right-wing extremists, and we can't act like it's business as usual. That's why I protest ICE. It's why I'm under federal indictment. And it's why I'm running for Congress. Because we don't need talkers in DC. We need fighters. And
So
it doesn't matter
badass.
how many times they knock me down. To protect my community, I'll get back up and fight.
Oh, I
with
don't
you
want her to get pushed around.
every
She's a tiny little girl.
single time. I'm Kat Abughazaleh, and I approve this message.
He actually just played her like I thought it was like an edited in like different clip of Hasan like talking or something. No, it's actually just playing her ad. That's a play, just promotion, right? Which makes sense for him.
And it just segues into fucking war pigs.
Fuck my life, dude. Now here's the thing, like once again with these incomplete answers that these in my opinion Hasan wouldn't listen. But hopefully if a fan, one or two of them hear something from this channel ever in their lives, when you hear something like right-wing extremism, you gotta be as fair and honest as possible. And realize that a lot of these guys pretend they're right-wing. A lot of these guys pretend they're left-wing. I mean, the people that put Democrat their lives and realize they were being betrayed the whole time. Oh, you realize, like, oh, these guys weren't actually for us. They're not actually the same ideas that I believe in, which is the ideas that they campaigned on, but I guess that was bullshit. All right? So you got to be fair that way. Just be fair. Like, hey, sometimes people get tricked. They may think, let's say Trump wins an election, right? He won the election, right? But a lot of people were expecting something, but those somethings didn't happen. And maybe they felt betrayed by that. And they're out there screaming like, this guy's not right-wing. When you do these blanket terms, though, which is what I think this lady would do, in my opinion, where she would attribute, if you voted for Trump, you must be like this guy. You must believe in this guy. Or was it 100% of MAGA GOP? Remember, they all 100% support Donald Trump. But they implied it as like MAGA does. When a lot of people would say, no, we're actually MAGA. That guy's, fuck that guy. He's trash. Like, talking about Trump. Yeah, Trump's terrible. We're taking MAGA back. It's ours now. Fuck that guy. In a simpleton way, but still, there are people that feel that way. You gotta be fair about it. Even if they get a whole bunch of other shit wrong. Still gotta be fair. But, it is what it is. Alright, there's the video. Please subscribe if you feel like. Comment, agree or disagree. Tell me what you think in the comment section. I mean, I'm sure, I'm sure if people in these lanes here, they would probably just ratio me. Probably, like, once again, like, they usually don't understand what I'm saying, so they just say, like, oh, you must be a right-winger. And then when I'm talking about someone else, like, talking about, like, Trump, like, oh, you must be a left-winger. That's what I hear consistently. And it's like, but if someone actually sticks around in the comment section, and I respond to them, they find out very quickly, and it doesn't take too much time. And they call it, when these Kyle fans are calling me MAGA, I'm like, just take like 5 seconds and look through my videos. Look at the titles. Am I a MAGA person? It's usually when they disappear, they respond and say, oh, my bad. For some reason, people are just on edge about shit like that. They can't help themselves. I'm like, yo, politics is lame. There's a bigger world. There is something beyond the wall. Don't be scared to pursue it. But yeah, either way, leave your comment. Don't forget to share, support, hopefully donate to all the links in the description box. Also, please check out the Discord link if you want to join that. We're in that Discord right now. All opinions are welcome. And obviously everything I showed you will be linked for you to look at on your own. Yada, yada, yada. It's all there for you. I try to put these things there so people go look at them. They say, hey, what was that guy talking about? Let me look at the video myself. Let me watch the full thing. Let me investigate other things. Like, please do so. It's healthy. If you have the right lens on, hopefully. Clear mind, if you will. Either way, do that. Most importantly, give this video a thumbs down. Yeah.
Say you wanna get in.